Yeah. We should be live. That's good. Hmm. Not yet. There we are. Yes.
That made it into the game, but we're definitely going to fix it, and yeah, it's going to be really good. But if we go to the next slide, we can see adjustments. So we'll be adjusting and balancing gameplay to better suit your feedback, making coins easier to get and less grindy feeling, adjusting prices in the Emporium shop, and overall making the experience both fun and fair for everyone. So we've had a lot of visual feedback from you guys playing the game and doing let's plays and all that fun stuff, and it's been really interesting to see, you know, how people play and what adjustments we might make. A lot of people have had a lot of hard times playing the arcade game. They find it very, very difficult and very frustrating at times because there's a few things that we need to improve. But I'm going to go into that a bit later. Yes.
Can we do the first slides again? Because
yeah, sure.
I think
sorry, Michael. I think the audio cut in.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's fine.
So I just reset it to slide number 1.
Okay,
let's try again.
Cool. Let's try again. So they can definitely hear us now?
They can now, yeah.
Again, because yeah.
Okay. Good. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let's try this again. So we're going to do a first patch this month, and the key additions will be bug fixes, many bug fixes, adjustments to gameplay, all new gacha res, and a total expansion of the arcade adventure game that you guys enjoy. So we're going to focus on the first thing, which is bug fixes. Ugh, can't talk today. It's been a long day, okay? So if we go to the next slide, we will be fixing all bugs found over the release period, including our biggest bug with trophies not correctly saving for those who don't have save data from Season 1. So a lot of you guys have probably found this bug where in Main Street, especially and some other locations, trophies just like kind of respawn. They don't collect correctly. Sometimes they'll even just completely reset, which has made a lot of people kind of upset because they can't truly finish the game with all 80 trophies, and we're definitely working hard to fix this. It should be quite easy to fix, which is good. But that will be our first priority with bug fixes, and that will be in the first patch. So that's going to be good. If we go to the next slide, we can see adjustments. So we'll be adjusting and balancing gameplay to better suit your feedback, making coins easier to get and less grindy feeling, adjusting prices in the Emporium shop, and overall making the experience more fun and fair for everyone. So a lot of people have, given us heaps of feedback, verbally, but also visually through gameplay videos and all that. It's been really great to see you guys play in, and we're trying to make the best experience we can and adjust things to be more fun to play and more fair, to earn coins and stuff like in the arcade game, which a lot of you guys have had some trouble getting through and completing, and maybe sometimes relying too much on that for Emporium coins. So we're going to be adjusting all that and hopefully making it a bit of a better balance. So yeah, hopefully that's more fun. But if we go to the next slide, all new gacha res. And this one excites me because one of my favorite parts about Season 2 was creating new content, like truly original content. It wasn't just, modeling something that's based off the movie. It was actually making an item or an add-on or some sort of decoration in the park that was our own design, but still based on the principle that we saw in the movies. So that was my favorite part of Season 2. And we're kind of going to do that again with the new gacha res, and we're going to be creating and adding all new rare add-ons, items, and even themes that you can win in the gacha. So we've heard your feedback and suggestions regarding new possible items, and we're exploring many new ideas. And if we go to the next slide, we can actually see one of the first ideas that I would like to explore is the retro balloon package. Now, this is just something simple, but it's an idea that I kind of had towards the end of the development when we started making the arcade thing. I loved the arcade visuals, and it was really fun to make like these retro pixelated graphics. And I would love to make a balloon package with all these different designs on some various balloons, and they're going to be a bit more special than this representation. Obviously, this is kind of like concept art in a way, but it's going to be really fun, and I hope you guys look out for that. So that's one of the packages that might be in the gacha. If we go to the next slide, you can see the next one, which I was actually in sort of the mid-development of completing, which is the Amber Cane drop ride. So I don't know if you guys have won it, but in Season 2, if you play the gacha, if you have really good luck, you can actually win a ride which is called the Egg Spinner, and it's a really fun ride. It like spins around. It's straight from what we heard of it from the movie, and I kind of brought it to life in my interpretation of it. And it has music, and you can actually click on it, and it'll transport you into the view of the ride, and you'll spin around in these egg things. So that was really fun, and I kind of want to expand on that. This was one idea I had with a giant amber cane that would drop down like just like a normal theme park ride. So I want to complete that and kind of see where all these other ride ideas go to. So that's that one. Now, the next slide is a new theme, which is the spring theme. I'm going to leave this one up a bit of mystery, but this one is going to be kind of like a more sunny theme. I noticed something that we have a lot in our themes is, you know, apart from sunrise, we have a lot of themes that are more dark. And I want to kind of experiment with something that's really sunny and happy, and like it, you know, it has lots of flowers and different things, because you've never really seen Jurassic World or really anything Jurassic Park that's really kind of that type of style. So I really want to explore what would a Jurassic World look like during like a really spring festival type thing. So I'm going to explore that, and we'll see how it comes out. But those are the three main ideas I have for the Gacha update. We will, of course, be adding more stuff as we go on, but those are the things I'm going to focus on for this first patch. So if we go to the next slide, you can see the arcade expansion. So this one's the main focus of the patch, I would say. This one's quite ambitious, especially for the time that we're going to have. But we know we can get it done, and we've already begun development on it. So we really love the arcade. I especially love the arcade. I want to make it better, and it has so much potential to just build upon it and improve it and listen to your guys' feedback and add on it. So I want to add new levels, new enemies, new power-ups, boss battles, bonus levels, and overall improvements and additions to Mr. DNA's arcade adventure. If we go to the next slide, you can just see just a little preview of some stuff that we've been working on. This is very early development, but we are working on new levels, which is really fun. You can see a background there of a possible spooky level that you might guess. And there are 2 new power-ups over there, which you can just kind of interpret what that might be. But we'll be sharing some more news when it's more concrete and final in the near future. But we're working very hard, and we really do plan to try to make this first patch make the arcade game a full game, like an actual kind of thing as Super Mario Brothers in a way, like a full complete game where you have more progression and you can save and everything. So we got lots of ideas and lots of things that we're working on. So I'm excited for you guys to see it. But if we go to the final slide for the patch today, when can we expect the patch? Well, we don't have much time, but we are planning to do this before the end of September. It will probably be like the last few days of September. But that is the estimated day right now. I think we can absolutely reach that goal. And I think this is going to be a really interesting process because we've never done patches before. And I'm really excited what we can bring to season 2. So yeah, do you guys want to just talk a bit about your thoughts on the patch? Because I mean, this is also sort of the first time you guys are hearing more in-depth details on this.
I mean, we'll talk about this, I'm sure, more too, Michael, but like, it's kind of funny to have been working on this, and then, you know, you kind of step into that void where it's like, okay, it's done, and you put it out there. What more can I do? What more can I do? And so, like, my first thought was, well, we did, for the arcade, we did a Jurassic Park level. We didn't do a Lost World level, and we didn't do other levels, and we didn't do this, and we didn't do that. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to start playing around with stuff. So, like, for me, it's exciting to still be revisiting the arcade to add more things.
Right.
You know, welcome back, Soul. You missed the things, but we're going to put up the later. But I don't know, that's the thing that's kind of exciting for me is to. I was reading in the chat here that a lot of people, because they couldn't get all the trophies, were unable to open up some of the last levels.
Right.
And so I'm excited for people to open up that we've provided to them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And it's exactly what you said with the kind of feeling that you get after you complete a project. You're like, but if we had a bit more time, we could have done this. And like, oh, but what if we did this, or now we've got that, we can build off it, and I think we kind of had that with season 1, and that's why we made season 2, and I guess here we are again with a patch system, so we can kind of do this at a more frequent interval rather than every 6 to 8 months with a new season. So this really excites me that you guys can just maybe every month or so just get some new content out there, and adjust the game to better suit you guys and your feedback. So I'm really, really excited for that. And Bernard, I think it was really funny that we both had the exact same idea with one of the basically I had the idea for the arcade to add a new level, and I'll just let you guys know that there is going to be a level based off the Lost World, which is really exciting. And of course we already have a specific melody in mind for that, and and you just literally the day that I thought of that, before I even told you, you just sent this file with this song that was exactly what I had in mind from the arcade, and it's already done, and I don't even know how that happened. So that was amazing.
We're just good at that.
I also think that
it happens.
With season 1, we had a lot of content, and we really felt like this is a full game. This is like everything. And then for season 2, we have just more than doubled the amount of content in the game. And
right.
I think with the new patching system, it'll be really fun to, in like a year or two, look back like what we released now as season 2. But then we're now going to be able to release like smaller packages, but then if you look back in like a year, you're going to have so much new content. I think that's going to be really great.
No, I completely agree, and I'm really excited to see what season 2 ends up becoming in a year or so. It's going to be really exciting. So Velociraptor Blue said, I love the arcade expansion. I won't get trolled, spawn killed a Velociraptor anytime I spawn in the JP level. Yeah, we're going to be adjusting all sorts of things like that. One thing with the arcade that I'd really like to do is make each level, each level's chunks specific to that level. So right now you might see a lot of chunks used in the Jurassic World level, but also it might be in the Jurassic Park level, and I want to make the levels feel a bit more unique and better like that. So I think that's going to be really exciting. But yeah, so that's our general idea for the first patch. As I said, it is coming at the end of this month. It is not too far away. There's only a little bit of wait now. But we have heard a lot of your feedback, and we're really, really thankful for it. You guys have kind of blown us away. You really enjoyed the game, and it's been great seeing all your reactions and thoughts. So thank you for all that, and I'm really excited to see where Jurassic Explorer goes from here. But I think for the second half of the stream, we're going to give a little bit of a spoiler warning, because we are going to explore some of the late unlock levels in season 2 and kind of discuss the development of those levels, because we're really excited about that. So if you guys have not finished the game, I would suggest maybe not watching this stream unless you want to get spoiled. But if you have finished the game, then stick around and and enjoy it. So yeah, here we go. Yeah, spoiler warning. Spoiler.
Just waiting for the game to load. All right. Where shall we start?
I think the first place we should start is Site B.
Site B.
Oh, just give it away.
That's fine.
And so you got that confetti for 100%ing the game.
Yeah.
Love the confetti. Yeah, so Site B. This was a really... Yes, Sauna B. This was a really interesting location to do. I didn't really originally have plans to do Side B at all. It kind of just snuck its way into the later development, but I'm really quite proud of it. It's got some things that I would like to improve, but I think that's just the nature of, you know, developing. You always want to improve things that you don't quite have time for, but it has some really interesting elements to it. It was really fun, kind of, instead of just replicating a location from the movie, instead I tried to make, you know, a unique building that was based off the design philosophies of the other buildings that we saw in, like, especially Jurassic Park 3, but also The Lost World. So right now you're in this, like, research facility, and I thought that was really interesting. One thing we saw, as you guys can see, cute Spinosaurus. That Spinosaurus fetus was made by Zul here in the chat. He did an incredible job with it, super quick as well. And I think that was a really fun thing to explore because, of course, we all know that the Spinosaurus was in Jurassic Park 3, but a huge fan theory is that, you know, it was like a hybrid and it was made, you know, not too long ago before the events of Jurassic Park 3, and there was, like, experiments on the island. So we wanted to show an actual Spinosaurus fetus kind of based on that similar scene in Jurassic Park 3. So I thought that was a really cool addition. But yeah, Bernard, one of my favorite things about Side B is the soundtrack, which sounds like one of my favorite songs from The Lost World, which was, I believe it wasn't actually used, right? The Lost World track. I think it's called The Hunt.
It is. Well, it's called The Hunt.
Right.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember, like, how we started working on this. Like, you had some ideas, you showed me a couple different things. Something like The Hunt. And I swear I don't remember how many versions I did.
I think it came together quite quickly. Like, it was slow at the start, but yeah, I don't think there were too many different versions. I do remember, like, later when you quote unquote finished the song, you kind of made like 3 different expansions. So, but I just remember the first thing hearing, I think it was one of the first versions, you just experimented with the types of drums because, I mean, one of the most iconic thing in The Lost World is those classic drums and the style brought there. So we wanted to replicate that sound and get that feeling of, like, you're kind of in a safari or you're in the wild and there's dinosaurs everywhere. So,
if I remember correctly, and I don't want to steal your thunder, but I mean, with season 1, we didn't really have very many dinosaurs.
Right. No, we only had 2. We had the T-Rex and the Mosasaurus, and both of them were only feeding shows, so one animation. We never had any AI until season 2, so.
Yeah, sorry, I'm translating right now. And that was one of the thoughts, was like, we don't have a way to really put all the animals just together. Good way to have all the animals together, and so Side B became kind of the natural answer to that too. So I'm kind of watching this for the first time myself too.
And it looks beautiful in the sunset theme, by the way. This is not the default theme. This is specifically with the sunset. So I love it because the lighting kind of reminds me of, like, a savannah. It really does feel like a jungle adventure or a safari. It's really cool. But yeah, one of the terrifying things about Side B that I'm really glad we ended up doing is these 2 T-Rexes, and you might recognize them from The Lost World. They're the buck and the bull. They're obviously based off the Rexy model that we have, but the textures and colors are quite different. And and as River runs away, you can see that the buck and bull, the 2 T-Rexes, actually do chase you and will eat you. So, yeah, it's kind of a terrifying effect, and it's definitely something that you might not expect, because, I mean, the only other instance of something like that in this game in Season 2 is in the ruins. If you find the Dilophosaurus, they will kind of spit at you and eventually attack you to your quote-unquote death. So, that was really fun. But it's terrifying. They do charge at you. There we go, the biting. Poor River. There's a glitch in the simulator, and then they roar at the end. It's amazing. But that was something like that was on the seriously the last minute. It was really cool to add though, but we definitely wanted. It was just going to be really weird having 2 T-Rexes and then roaming around and them not attacking you. So we had to quickly implement that. So I think that's really fun.
So,
but yeah,
I mean, I knew that you were making this, and you were sending me like some screenshots and stuff while you were doing it. But there wasn't really anything that I did for this particular scene. So
right.
It was really fun to just, I didn't really know much about it yet, and just seeing the end result, it's really amazing.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
Yeah,
to just have all these dinos just like together in one area, and all of them with their own AI doing different things, looking different, moving differently through the scene. That's really amazing.
Yeah, no, I think that was the most fun bit of the scene, just having all these dinosaurs in this kind of smaller location. And one thing I tried to do was every dinosaur has a unique skin to them. So like the Gallimimus don't have the just normal skin that you see in the other locations. It actually has kind of stripes that are more based off the Velociraptors from the Lost World, the tiger striped ones. So that was really fun to do. And even the Triceratops, I love their skin. They have like these white stripes and this more white face, which is based off the tiny glimpse that we saw of the Triceratops in Jurassic Park 3 over the plane scene. So yeah, I definitely tried to integrate some skins from those 2 movies and just kind of get the overall feel of a ruined area, but there's dinosaurs still like roaming around all of these ruins and these fences that are obviously just not working anymore. The life finds a way and all that. So I don't know. I thought it was a really fun thing to do, and you fly around the drone. I love the Triceratops. It looks so cool. And it's really the only scene with quite like dense grass and really high and varied grass like this. So I think it was visually quite a unique scene as well. But fun fact, something you guys might not know, if a T-Rex spots you in this scene, if you stay still and don't move, just like the first movie, they won't see you. They will come over and they will sniff you a bit, but then they will just kind of do their own thing. You just have to stay still, so you might want to try that out, River.
I'm going to try that right now.
They have to notice you first, but then you just stay still as they're turning. It's very interesting. But yeah, I made sure that the buck in particular, the green one, he actually has the roars from the Lost World, which is really fun. Like I think that was such an iconic roar that I needed to put it in there to differentiate those 2. And I love how it sounds when they roar at you. It's amazing.
So I don't hear the echo between it, so I'm not like listening to my music or any of the sound design or anything.
Ooh.
But I wanted to say, Danny, he said earlier was, I'm so excited I could explode.
Thank you, Danny.
I was like, please don't explode.
Yeah, don't explode. It's not worth it. Stand very still, River. I love how they sniff you. They're kind of shaking a bit. But yeah, I definitely gotta give a big shout out to Zul, our animator, in the chat. He did this run like animation and even the notice animation and like it was a few hours like when we needed it. It was such fast work and it turned out great and it looked amazing. And I don't want to spoil Zul on a lot of the locations for the late unlock, so I just said, oh yeah, these are just for like the T-Rex Kingdom, like I purposely never mentioned Site B until the game was released. So this is kind of the first time he's really seen Site B covered in a video, so he's probably freaking out, I'm sure.
I know it's the first time I've seen it show up in any of the videos.
Right. Yeah, but I'm definitely excited for especially for us to fix that trophy bug, because those who can't finish the game can't unlock these locations, sadly. But once they can start doing videos on it and enjoying it. I've heard a lot of good feedback, which is awesome. Velociraptor Blue has a question. Will dinosaurs react to the drone in a curious way in the future? That's something I would love to do. It's definitely possible. I think the best thing that we have to keep in mind is just the limits of like their head rotation, because like something that could be easy is getting their bone in the character's rig to move their head with the drone. But we also don't want them to like fly behind the drone and then their head like does a 360. That'd be terrifying. So we'll definitely have to look into it.
Just fly in circles around the dinosaur and his head just keeps spinning.
There you go. But yeah, that would be awesome. I do definitely want to incorporate more interaction in that way to make the drone, you know, because I think a dinosaur would probably think it's like a flying reptile or something. So that would be definitely interesting. River's hiding in a cage. But I love these cages.
Cage, by the way.
Right, yeah. We're gonna fix all the collider issues. I've noticed.
There are some small bugs that need some fixing.
But these cages and different props are really fun to do, because I mean those ones that you're in right now are based off I think the Stegosaurus cages from the Lost World, and some of the fences are based off Jurassic Park 3, and the thing in the middle that you walk through, I kind of named it in my head like the viewing vent or viewing area. That's just kind of sort of based off the design of the aviary. Yeah.
It's really
aviary
fun
from Jurassic Park 3.
Like parts that are familiar and look Jurassic Park and feel Jurassic Park, but you haven't seen them together in like this arrangement before.
Right.
So it's
yeah,
sort of
and
like
that was absolutely
thing,
my intention.
But it also feels very Jurassic Park. Really.
I wanted it to feel like you were exploring a part of Side B that we've never seen. Like, you know, it's such a mysterious island, and sadly, the way the Fallen Kingdoms go, I don't think we're going to ever really return or discuss it again. So I definitely wanted to return for it here and kind of give our own take on something new. Oh yeah, get that money back. So much money. But yeah, I love Side B. I think it was so fun to do. And yeah, it's just a small location, but good luck trying to get some of the trophies near the Dilophosaurus, because there's like 6 of them. It's terrifying. They will eat you. But yeah, I can just imagine if a drake slowly did a 360 while it was looking at the storm, and its head was slowly turned backwards with its wide open eyes during a thunderstorm. That would be terrifying. But yeah, that's Site B. Do you guys have anything else to say about Site B? Any opinions or thoughts?
Asked about Spinosaurus, but I mentioned that we'd have to keep an eye out for the embryo tanks.
Right. Yeah, I love the embryo tanks. It was so fun to design and texture especially. Thank you. I love the Gallimimus. It looks so nice. But yeah, I think that's Site B.
That's everything for Site B.
Yeah. And I think we can move on to my favorite location, as I'm sure it's a lot of other people's favorite location. No problem, Zul. Thanks for joining the stream.
One of the biggest questions we get asked a lot is, obviously this is a dinosaur or Jurassic Park recreation, so where are the dinosaurs? You might eventually have dinosaurs in your dinosaur park recreation, correct? I keep wanting to tell people, and I think is kind of a hard answer, is that at the moment, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, we really only have one person who makes them.
Right.
He is in the Navy, correct?
I think so. Yeah, some sort of military program.
Because I remember I made a joke about how sure that they were all coming to port because they crossed the finish line. But I'm bummed. Because it's from Finland. I don't know. Anyway, That's a bad joke. That was a bad joke. Anyway, but the point was that they didn't really have very many dinosaurs in it. It only had Mosasaurus, T-Rex. Didn't even have the I-Rex because we weren't sure we were going to get it in time. But we went with the idea that we were as many dinosaurs as it had. A lot of them just kind of like the baby Triceratops that showed up in like 2 days.
Oh yeah.
Or it showed up in like a week. You know, like sometimes when we're lucky and he has the time, they work his butt off to produce top quality dinosaurs for the experience. It's not something we can necessarily make happen faster or plan on, I guess.
Right. Yeah, no, it's actually absolutely what you say, because we have Andreas, which is our kind of organic modeler who does all the dinosaur models, and the other thing is we also want to keep the dinosaurs looking consistent as well, so we don't actually necessarily want to branch out to another modeler because it might not line up with the same design principles that we've established with our dinosaurs as well. But within the time constraints we've had, Andreas does an incredibly fast job. Like, I don't even understand how he does it sometimes. It's incredible.
I said it before and I didn't really mean it. I was like, does he just steal the stuff? Because like it comes up and it's just beautiful. It's like, where does it just I don't get it.
I know.
It comes out and I'm like, how did you already texture that and build it? And it's been 6 hours or something crazy like that, you know?
Yeah, and I think the other thing is you know, it's not just making the model, then we also have to pass it to animator, and we have to animate it, then do sound design and programming and set up the AI, and a lot of dinosaurs have very unique AI which we have to customize in a specific way and fix bugs and do transitions. Like, it's a lot of work just for one dinosaur. It's not just the model, so it's quite a hefty process, and yeah, it's just a lot more than just getting the model itself. So it really depends how things go out and how it all comes together. But we're always looking to expand the dinosaurs. Of course, it is a dinosaur experience, and I think if you look, you know, especially from season 1, we had again 2 dinosaurs. We had Mosasaurus and the T-Rex with only one animation, a feeding animation. We've gone from that to season 2 with over 10 dinosaurs with unique AI to all of them, and sound design and animations and transitions and all of this stuff, like, in 6 months. Like, we've done an incredible job regarding that and adding new dinosaurs, so we'll definitely keep it up and hopefully add some of your fan favorite additions as we go. I just gotta answer.
Making dinosaurs, shall we go to the original making dinosaur place of these movies?
Yes, absolutely. So let's go to 1993 Jurassic Park, which is my favorite location. Fidget of your imagination.
Like this loading screen for 1993.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to make it kind of feel like a really retro 90s computer screen. So that's why it's got that engine logo.
That's
I love
cool.
it. Yeah, Fidget of your imagination has a question. She said, if more new dinosaurs are added to Nublar, would they be added to Site B, such as how Stegosaurus as in Jurassic World and Sauna? Absolutely. That stuff, like, if we've already got the dinosaur added to the game, it's super easy to add it to Site B. So that won't be a problem at all. But yeah, here we are in my favorite location, 1993 Jurassic Park. This one, I don't even know how I did this. Like, this was done in 4 weeks. It
happened so fast. And
this whole location began in 4 weeks. It's huge. It's so detailed too. It is the most complex foliage I've ever done in a Unity scene. Like, it's so dense and specific to the movie's foliage. It's amazing.
I also remember, like, at first we only planned for like a really small kind of place for 1993. And eventually you just ran into like the scene, you had only made it like a certain size and it was almost too small to fit everything in it.
I was like cramming like the tiniest
really
size. Yeah, no, it's insane. I'm so glad we did it though. I never thought I would be recreating Jurassic Park. I thought it was always just going to be Jurassic World, but I remember even before like we started Jurassic Explorer, I specifically named it Jurassic Explorer, so then we could expand to other movies if needed. I didn't want to just name it Jurassic World Explorer because I don't know, that was too restrictive to me. So I'm glad we kind of just made that decision. You're looking at that adorable duck there.
Yeah.
I love that duck. Do you see Shark Kiddo's answer or question?
Where is it? Let me see. Could you read it out? I can't find it.
Shark Kiddo says, "Is this an upcoming location?"
Oh, right. I see it now. No, this is a unlockable location. This is the last one you get in the game. It's when you get set 5 with 70 trophies and all of the previous sets bought. So you can get it today if you play the game and unlock the location. So yeah, this is Jurassic Park. It's amazing. A lot of people don't know about it because they might not even know that Jurassic Park is in it, and I think that's one thing we're going to change in the first patch, is make some of the unlocks a bit more evident what they are, and hopefully it makes people continue to unlock locations and more, excited for them. So yeah, I love this scene. It's so fun. You walk around there and then you see the gates, and it's amazing.
Now, is the current lighting on this a particular theme?
Yes, this is the sunset
Still
theme.
the sunset. Shall I switch over to like the default?
Yeah, maybe just switch
Let's
the
go.
themes off.
Let's go to
The store. We'll show a few of the things because unlike the other locations, I specifically made some adjustments to the theme lighting for
Yeah.
this one, especially the storm and night. I made them like I made them exactly the same color grading that we see in the Jurassic Park movie. I wanted them to feel
Howdy,
the same.
Explorer.
So
May I be of help?
I thought that was really fun. Bernard, we kind of went through a whole process figuring out what the music would be in 1993. Even going back to like recreating a melody from Jurassic Park to kind of get the same instruments and stuff.
It was interesting because like the track that we both thought would be best was what a lot of people call the history lesson, or Tim Meet Dr. Grant, depending on what you go by. And that's the part when, I read your book.
Yeah.
And
Slaps it.
That's nice. I've been studying John Williams for years and studying music for years. That particular cue I've always enjoyed. It sounds very 90s. But I've never really understood. I guess I just music theory to understand maybe what Williams was doing with it.
Mm-hmm.
So like we kept listening to it, kept playing it, thinking about it. I finally imported. Someone had made a MIDI of the sheet music, so I imported it into my program and kind of pulled it apart and was like, okay, this makes to what it's doing. How do I replicate it? And obviously rip it off. But that was kind of where we started, was that. And one of the most important tracks I think I've done in a long time, because it really opened up my eyes to of writing music that I just didn't know about.
Right.
And it seems so simple, but at the same time, my musical journey really started. I guess it only makes sense.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm the same with 3D modeling, so it's definitely the same type of thing. Yeah, I love this track that plays in the normal theme, and we kind of went through different versions as usual, but we got the right sound, and I think it definitely captures the feeling.
Gates open.
Yes.
I really
the
like
gates
how
open.
when they open, you hear like a voice say, "Welcome to Jurassic Park."
Yeah, that's Bernard.
Wait, is that me?
Yeah,
I'm so
that's me.
I'm so glad the audio was turned down because I did not hear that part.
It's amazing.
I mean, the model, you weren't sure you're gonna have the doors open, so like that's literally the first time I saw those doors open.
Oh no, it feels so good. Like just you just walk around the area, you discover the gates, and then you walk up and it's like, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." Like, oh my god, it's so fun.
My voice is the one.
Everybody thinks that about that voice. Don't worry. On the opposite side of the Mosasaurus arena, there's a gate of sorts. I think the aviary is there. That's the only thing I feel like is missing. The Mosasaurus model show and underwater part is awesome. Well, thank you. Opposite side of the Mosasaurus arena, there's a gate of sorts. I think the aviary is there.
Are they talking
the Mosa gate?
The one that gets out in Fallen Kingdom?
Right, maybe. And we do technically have that gate as an unlock. But yeah, we would love to do the aviary one day. Like, if we ever do a season 3, or I don't know how we're even going to do it now, if we're doing like a season 3 or if we're just going to continue with like expansive patches. But I would love to do the aviary one day. I think that'd be really fun.
I actually already talked to Michael like during season 2 development that I really would like to see at some point in the future the aviary. So it'll probably happen at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if now is a good time to talk about it because there's so much going on that people I'm sure are focused on, but time to talk about that little contribution your brother did when it comes to patches.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, because he was the one, oh hi White Tip Gamer, welcome to the stream. Yes! White Tip Gamer, you can play the original Jurassic Park. It is a spoiler warning. It is unlock in season 2. It's already in the game. This is not something that's coming. It's already there in your game right now. You just gotta unlock it. So, yeah, welcome to the stream.
Can you take a moment real quick to admire the which sounds funny to say, but the motion sensor?
Oh yeah. Oh, I love the motion sensor. That was really interesting to do because no one's ever really quite seen the whole thing. Like, there's so many. I can't stress enough, like, again, how crazy this whole Jurassic Park scene was to do, because not only did we have such a short time to do it, and it just kept expanding, like everything we do. But again, this was done in 4 weeks. So not only did I have to model and set this up in 4 weeks, but I also had to study all of this stuff in 4 weeks, and I've never studied Jurassic Park like I did in these 4 weeks. And I was looking at so many different reference photos for these motion sensors that were actually on the set of the T-Rex paddock, and a few other sets as well. And I kind of just got the most accurate bits that we saw. Bernard helped me a lot during this whole process because he had a lot of high quality photos that were kind of rarer to see. And yeah, it was amazing, and I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I hope you guys agree that it's probably the most accurate 3D model for that specific prop, I would say. So I'm pretty proud of that one. But just all this stuff, like, it was so interesting seeing the designs, and especially after studying Jurassic World set design so much, it's interesting how different Jurassic Park is and how consistent. Like, Jurassic Park has such a consistent theme. Like, all the angles of the concrete and all that, they're all found in the same designs, whether it's, you know, the visitor center or the fences or the bunkers. Like, they're all consistent, and it's, yeah, I think personally that was just a really interesting thing that happened with me. White Tip says, I know what I'm doing later as I plan to record more Jurassic Explorer today. White Tip, we've enjoyed your Let's Play. It's so fun. I'm glad you love the petting zoo. Aren't they adorable? They're so cute. Oh my god. But yeah, enjoy it. Hopefully you don't watch this whole stream. I don't want you to get completely spoiled on this area. But yeah, definitely, I'll be looking out for that. So thank you. Thank you.
Michael, question for you, because I don't know if it ever made it in the game.
Right.
Lines here with the dinosaur names and such.
The dinosaur names.
Will we be able to
play
Triceratops one there?
Sorry, say that again.
with the dinosaur names like Triceratops, T-Rex in the tour.
Oh yes, they did make it in. So like if you go up to those little, I don't know what to call them, but like the names of the dinosaurs on the like almost gravestone looking things.
The same thing.
If you, you'll hear a little like audio tour type thing from Bedard. Which is funny because you're going up to the Triceratops one. That's the only one we don't have. All the other ones, all the other ones have
Triceratops.
I don't think we did, or at least you didn't send it. I couldn't find it. We have Gallimimus, we have Dilophosaurus, we have T-Rex, we have the pot gates, but we don't have that. I'm just gonna answer a few questions because they're kind of piling up a bit. Shock Kiddo says, I really enjoyed playing the minigame too. I found the Dilophosaurus that blinds you and chases you while you explore the park ruins really fun. Thank you. I think that was a really fun addition because you go into the ruins and you're like, oh, this is terrifying. Like, where did the game turn into a horror game? And then you like hear these Dilophosaurus noises in the background. And you're like, oh, are those just background noises, or are there really Dilophosaurus here? You stumble upon them, you go up to them, and then they just start chasing and killing you. You're like, oh my god, I can die! Like, it's amazing. But don't worry, you can't actually die. It's just a simulation. Oh, thank you, Bernard. We'll fix that in the patch.
I was like, what? I know I did that.
Velociraptor Blue says, if Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom tickets / maps get added, maybe a neat way to unlock Indoraptor, the player would have to survive the night in a horror-like theme during a storm, and you have to wait for Blue to come and help the player escape. Well, we got a lot of ideas, and now that Fallen Kingdom's fully out, because, I mean, we were developing Season 2 while it was coming out, and at times not even out, we got some ideas in mind, and we'll see where it goes. But I know that there's definitely going to be some interesting ideas, especially for the arcade regarding to Fallen Kingdom. I'll say that much. But yeah, there's the Triceratops. Now, with the Triceratops, this was interesting because there's a sick Triceratops in Jurassic Park, as we all know, and we didn't have a sick Triceratops. So what we did have is a Triceratops lying down, and I didn't want the Triceratops to just keep moving around. I thought that would kind of take away from the scene, so I just made her sit down and just kind of look around and repeat. And then there's I think there's like 6 different baby Triceratops around her, and I kind of based that off. There was originally supposed to be baby Triceratops in Jurassic Park that I think it was Lex that was going to ride, right?
It was Lex, it was Tim, it was Lex, it was Tim, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was a little neat callback to the original Jurassic Park script. And of course, you're flying the amazing Jurassic Park drone, which is based off the Ford Explorers. I love it. It's probably one of my favorite drones. But yeah, I just love how this whole area looks. It turned out so amazing. And again, this is something that's not really been done before fully. Like, a recreation of these locations in Jurassic Park that actually got released. Like, I think the biggest project that was closest to this is Jurassic Park Aftermath, which was a fantastic fan project, but as we all know, that never released, and that definitely inspired this and inspired Jurassic Explorer, so I'm glad people get to explore this and enjoy it. Yeah, it still blows my mind when I think back. Not only did we fully recreate Jurassic World, we've now recreated Jurassic Park. Like, that's insane. 2 theme parks. It's incredible. But yeah, over here we have the Gallimimus. I love it. This was fun to do because we didn't see a Gallimimus paddock in the actual movie. We only saw like the valley bit that they were running free from. We don't even know if that was it. Like, was that the paddock, or was that, like, did they escape it, you know? So I had to kind of be a bit creative there. And even with the little signs, we really only saw carnivore signs, which had the red background. So I thought, well, the Gallimimus and Triceratops would probably have a green background for herbivore. So it's just little things like that you got to think of and keep in mind. But yeah, I thought it was really fun. Velociraptors. I would love Velociraptors. Actually, that's one thing we could show a bit later if you go to the Velociraptor paddock. That's definitely in here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm gonna go like the route over here. It takes you back to the gates, and then I can go the other way towards the.
Going on the tour.
Yeah.
It's funny because like I would love to have some proper tour in this area somehow. I don't know if it'll directly be through a car like in the movie, but I mean I think some sort of automated tour would be really gyrosphere. Just a retro like 90s themed gyrosphere.
A gyrosphere
made a
in
gyrosphere.
like the same style as the Ford Explorers.
That'd be fun. Will there be anything possible in the future related to Jurassic Park 2 and 3? Well, we've already, I don't know if you saw it early in the stream, but we do have Site B as the second last location that you can explore that's kind of related to 2 and 3. But, you know, in the future, regarding new content and new locations specifically, we definitely... I think we're at the point where we're pretty comfortable with expanding to those 2 movies, especially because they're kind of a little bit underappreciated at times, so... I'd love to do that. Still more successful than the first one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this. Fun fact, this is the first time you see the Dilophosaurus, like, just the normal AI that's not going to attack you. That's really cool. Just to see them roam around and interact with each other, they look really cool. And there's some bigger ones, some smaller ones. There's two skins. There's the normal color that you see in the movie, and then there's the green ones that you see. I kind of based that off JPOG, and a few of the toys had a more greener tone, so I love it. They look so cool, and they do spit. Well, at least they throw the little frill up now and then and hiss at you. Spino River for a ticket location would be epic. That would be fun. A lot of people actually these last few days have said, "Oh, you guys should do the Cretaceous cruise."
Cretaceous cruise, yeah.
Cretaceous cruise. I think that was something that we even had on the list. Like if I pulled up all my lists, I was like, "Oh, could we do this?" That would be lots of fun. I love the old laboratory in Jurassic Park 3 and the Spinosaurus. Is that on-site B ticket? Yes, you do. I mean, it's not specifically that laboratory. It's our own creation, but you do see the Spinosaurus fetus in a little like, test tube type thing, similar to Jurassic Park 3. It's definitely got elements of that, so I think you would love to explore it. And it's in the game now, so unlock it. Sorry, what were you going to say, Bernard?
I was reading the same message you were.
Oh, right.
I was gonna draw your attention to it if you weren't saying it.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I love this. I never ended up finishing putting the tracks everywhere. As you can see, some locations they just kind of cut off. The tracks were kind of difficult to do, not only just to place them everywhere, but I never fully paid attention, but in the movie, oh, by the way, River, you should go to the bunker. It's just behind you right now. Yes.
Yes.
But
in the movie, are there tracks like everywhere, or do they?
They go from the visitor center through like the tour part of the park after the gate.
But they aren't like everywhere on the route, because they also go like they only form the tour.
Right.
I think it sort of makes sense that they aren't everywhere in here either. Something
I didn't really notice until I had to study it was the tracks for the tour jeeps or tour cars in Jurassic Park. They're really bad looking. Like they're so segmented and flimsy looking. Like they're not actually a smooth curve. They're just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's exactly what I have them there. It's like length of them, and then you just place them down and turn it a bit and then place it again. It's like, it's not actually all connected. They're just kind of placed down. And I kind of tried to replicate that almost messy look of it. Yeah. But this bunker was so fun to do. I did this pretty quickly. That was like a few hours. and I nicknamed this hill the Ellie Hill, which is the hill Ellie runs up in the movie. It was interesting figuring out all the placements for this stuff, but they're pretty accurate for the most part.
I was gonna say I like because we talked about the placement for this one, and based on what I could figure out, I was like, it's got to be near this tree. And looking at it, it looks pretty darn close to where it needs to be to me.
Yeah, no, we it's pretty bad. We had to look at specific trees and line them up to our shots.
Trees that have been there,
yeah,
before the movie and are still there 20-something years
yeah, they're
later.
still there. They're huge palm trees too. That's amazing. Yeah. And even just the shape of that lake, a lot of people, that pond, I guess, a lot of people think that it has two of those like circular round bits near the top of it, but it only has one. We kind of had to study that.
Pretty much where he's standing right now.
Yeah, there's like that circular bit. I love it. That's so cool.
How do you get to
gaming videos for lives? Yeah, you just go follow the road from the visitor center, and you'll get to the raptor paddock. Gaming videos for life says, will we see other hostile dinosaurs in the abandoned park? If we have new dinosaurs, we'll definitely add them in if they're appropriately vicious. They might not be. We're not going to make a baby triceratops kill you. That would be terrifying.
What about Mr. DNA?
Mr.
Will he come after you?
Maybe. One thing a lot of people might not have noticed.
Mr. DNA.
Yeah, have you seen the notes? One thing you guys might have noticed because of the long grass in the ruins, but there are actually compies just running around and scattering in the ruins. They're pretty hard to spot, but they usually hang around the Dilophosaurus paddock ruins and the visitor center ruins, just outside the building.
No rage mode. The long grass.
Yeah, don't go into the long grass. But here's the raptor paddock. This was fun to do. This took a while. I think this took like pretty much a whole day of modeling. Because I was kind of studying it at the same time as I was modeling it, and then changing things and adding things. Oh, the soundtracks you made and my brother really likes. We like to listen to them while we play. Oh, there you go, Bernard.
Thank you. Plugging myself. I actually just posted on the YouTube channel that I'm logged into this live stream with, Bard Media Music. There are videos, 4 of them that I've posted so far. One of Season 1 soundtrack, another one of Season 2 soundtrack, but it's the Unlockables and Music of Main Street. And then the 4th one is an old project I did for one of the guys from Jurassic Outpost. Directions not included.
Right.
So.
And I think the music from Main Street one is so fun to listen to because in the game, especially the music that comes from the packages that you can unlock with the building music, like the Margaritaville building, for example, it's a bit muffled. So listening to it on its own in high quality is so fun. Kind of brings a new life to it. And that's my favorite track, just like jamming out to that. I love that one. But yeah, there's the raptor paddock, and if you listen closely, you might hear some raptor sounds coming from within, which is that was a really fun little addition. We're we got a raptor paddock, and people want raptors, right? We should add some raptor sounds coming from it, make it a bit more immersive, a bit more fun.
Just like the movie, you're gonna hear them for now, you might see them later.
There's no cow though, sadly.
So, what I noticed, and I never really noticed this in the movie, but the center here is really high up. Right around the thingy. So you have the higher up walkways already to look into the paddock, but it's still really difficult. You still have to jump to look over. Yeah.
Well, you don't want raptors escaping. I feel like that paddock was always so tiny for a raptor. And they had 3
really
raptors
small.
in there or something.
It's really small.
It's a cool design though. I love it. It's interesting, especially just how integrate that little the what's it called? The opening of the like where they feed the raptors. I thought that was really fun to model. It turned out really well.
Game videos for life. I think you're right. The raptors were in their own. If I got removed,
Yeah.
sorry. The raptors were in their own paddock, but then they were put into this holding pen. And then Hammond, when he brings them there, if you listen to what he's saying to Ellie, he says, "Have glass with built-in steel frames as a viewing area." So I don't know what their plan was, but they made it sound like this would have become a viewing area.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of similar to the Indominus Rex paddock, right? They were eventually planning to kind of build that up and then turn that into a public viewing vent, similar to the T-Rex Kingdom. So, but yeah, I feel like this was even for a viewing, even for a holding pen, like a temporary thing. I still think this is way too small. And like, just put some wires on the top. Don't leave it open, you know. But this background bit with like kind of almost these natural steps with the dirt and the grass, I thought that was really interesting to do, because that actual set, like that location, I kind of studied that and tried to do some environment dressing and make it a bit more accurate to the visual idea of that, because it is quite nice how it all looks.
Like if you look up on what's the word?
Google Maps?
On Google Maps and be able to kind of see what this area looks like. But they said it was hit by a storm, so I don't know if it was damaged or something.
Yeah. Well, speaking of storms, we've seen everything in this location, so should we equip the storm theme?
Let's do
Give
that.
it a look at night. You got to keep that flashlight on too. And fun fact, guys, if you didn't know, that flashlight's specifically based off the one from Jurassic Park. I had to look up the specific prop name. Took quite some time for some good reference photos, but the one Ellie is holding when she's looking over the cliff for the car in the T-Rex paddock, and even just like looking at the maps and stuff, that's the exact one I modeled it, and it has quite a lot of detail. Like it has the specific like molding of the plastic seams and stuff like that. That was really fun to texture. I hope for a baryonyx with either the website color or film color. I would love a baryonyx. I would love a Suchomimus would be pretty cool. You can go to the original Jurassic Park, like not the overgrown ruins. Absolutely, it's one of the final unlocks for Jurassic Explorer Season 2. So you can play it today if you work your butt off and unlock it. And a tip for you guys who are struggling to find trophies or some trophies aren't saving correctly, you can do gacha and unlock trophies that way. It's super, like, it's really not too hard to get. And from what we found in our testing, the trophies from gacha do save correctly. It just seems to be a specific bug with the Main Street ones with the normal collecting. So if you still can't get 80 trophies, try a gacha. That should hopefully be a temporary fix for it. Yeah, here's the storm theme, which I love. And with the storm theme, I specifically, like, it kind of happened on accident. I didn't load the music, so it was just the like ambience of the storm and the rain and the lightning sounds. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This sounds just like Jurassic Park, because Jurassic Park during the T-Rex breakout, there was no music. It was one of those key instances where it's just better without music. So I just kept it like that, and it's really amazing. You do feel like you're kind of exploring that moment of the movie, except with less danger. There's no T-Rex breakout.
Made my job a little easier.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, I just love how this looks, like the specific hues of blue and the lightning flashes. It all looks so cool. Season 2 will come out on Mac in I can't give a specific date right now because what we're trying to do, what we usually did with season 1 is we would release it for Windows first, kind of let people play through it, and any bugs we can't, any bug we discover, we usually fix it and then release a Mac version with the fixed bugs. So that way it's easier to just play it from the start with the fixed version. Because if we upload it right now, it's kind of in between updates and it's going to get a bit complicated. So, yeah, definitely we will be releasing it for Mac. Just please be patient and it will get done hopefully soon. But yeah, for now, you guys can watch lots of incredible Let's Plays. Like, you guys are doing amazing work. Doing videos, and it's really fun to see your reactions, especially for the dinosaurs. You're like freaking out when you see, oh my god, there's a Dilophosaurus in the game. Like, yeah, look how cool this scene is. It's amazing. And if you haven't noticed already, it's a bit hard to tell, especially at night. But the skin for Rexy, I specifically made her look a bit younger. She doesn't have the scars anymore. Her skin's a bit tighter, and she has the more prominent, darker stripes across her, and the dark patches around her eyes, just like the first film. I tried to really make it look like the Jurassic Park from, you know, the T-Rex from Jurassic Park, not just the same one from Jurassic World. So it looks really cool, and I love this. If you fly up to her, you can see the light from the drone shining into her eyes. So awesome. Terrifying. But yeah, River, what was it like for you exploring this scene for the first time when you unlocked it?
It was really amazing. I mean, there's just so much in this scene packed together, and you're almost wondering, like, wait, but how is this laid out in a way that it's all fitting in such a small area?
Right?
Because you're not like walking for hours to get from one side to the other, but there's still so much to see between there.
Yeah. And I think it was really interesting to create because, of course, the layout, we had, as we kept expanding, we had to find creative solutions to, you know, make this still feel like those scenes, but kind of condense it a little bit with the limited space we had. But I think that's just one thing that everybody wants to explore is Jurassic Park. You want to, like, if I was a kid and I wasn't associated with this project, I would love to explore this so much. Like, this would be my dream game right here. It's just exploring the locations from Jurassic Park, like especially the visitor center. It's so fun. And yeah, it was really fun to model, and especially I think the one thing I learned the most in this scene was just the like environment foliage, like the trees and grass. It's so dense and it's done in a specific way that it's still efficient. And, like, you know, there's no slowdown, but it looks really thick and really jungly like Jurassic Park does. So I'm really proud of how that all turned out.
Because I imagine at some point the question becomes how much of a load on the graphics is it, correct? Like, well, it would eat at your graphics, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like if you fly the drone up right now, you actually get far away enough where you can start seeing things pop out. Like if you fly really far away, and you'll just see, like, without the trees and the grass and all that, like, these scenes are pretty basic. Like, you can see how much trees and foliage is truly there, and kind of how we laid it out. It's kind of incredible. Do you know when you'll do another live stream? I'll try to catch it if it does. We haven't planned anything right now, but we'll probably do another one in the near future for sure, because these have been really fun. It's especially fun to just talk to you guys and get live feedback as well.
Maybe when the next patch releases.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You can see how high you can go with that.
Starting to get the static.
Yeah. But it was fun. Like that's another thing. This scene is one of the only scenes with a little post-processing effect that has grain, got a bit of grain on it. And it's so subtle, but it really does make it feel like the movie.
Feel like the movie.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I just especially even just from the loading screen, the number one thing I wanted to get evident is the feeling that you're in the 90s, that you're traveling back in time to Jurassic Park, and it's kind of like this interesting time. It was so fun. But I remember even just listening to Bernard's first version, I was like, oh my god, this sounds like a 90s track. It's great.
Benefit of having grown up in that period, I suppose.
I was there for 3 years or so. But yeah, no, I'm just incredibly proud, and just the way that this came together in, as we said, like about 4 weeks, it still blows my mind, and it just kept expanding. Like as River said, it was initially just going to be just the normal version of the visitor center. That was it. Maybe the lake. But then it just kind of expanded, and then we're like, oh, but what if we do the gate? Okay, we'll do that. Oh, but what if we do the T-Rex paddock, and then the Dilophosaurus paddock, and the Gallimimus paddock, and then the bunker, and the Raptor paddock? And it's like, yeah, let's just do it all. Why not?
And I also really like how, because we were just planning to do the visitor center at first, we didn't really announce like, hey, this is gonna be like a big location or anything, because it wasn't supposed to be. And then it just sort of ballooned and became one of the biggest locations in the game. And it was
Site
like
B was
complete surprise.
was actually
Site B was
actually going to be the final unlock, like the big unlock thing, because I kind of wanted that to reflect in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, once you beat the game, you unlock Site B, and I kind of wanted that tie-in as well. But then as this kept expanding, we were like, wait, no, we have to make this the final location. It's so much better than just than what we had planned for Site B. So that's why we kind of switched them around. Question about the arcade game. Is it meant to get easier the more you fail, or is that just a lucky coincidence? Yeah, I've been watching your videos. They're fantastic. Thank you for playing the arcade. Yeah, so the way the arcade works, it's basically each time you die or load the arcade game, it just randomly generates the chunks, which is like you'll notice that there's like kind of segments of the level, and they get placed randomly or decided randomly. So like what happened on your gameplay video where it just kept giving you ambers, that was just kind of a lucky coincidence. Don't worry, we're not calculating pity for you and then giving you ambers for it. Yeah, you just kind of got kind of a good coincidence there. But yeah, just the more you play, the better you'll get, and the more I think you understand each chunk and each level, and then most of all you'll kind of get a grip of the controls better, and then you'll be able to get more coins like that. So yeah. No problem. Keep up the good work. I'm really enjoying your Let's Play. Oh, River, you died. But yeah, we're definitely. I'm really excited to show you guys what we have planned for the arcade expansion, because we're going to add a new enemies for each different level, and we're going to. I'm really excited to see how the bosses come out, because we plan to do bosses at each level. So basically, like so like right now we're at Jurassic World. We're at the Jurassic World level. So there's going to be a Jurassic World, I guess you could say. So it's going to have 4 levels of this Jurassic World theme, each with, I think the first one will have like 8 chunks for level 1, and there'll be like 15 chunks for level 2, and it'll just keep going up until level 4. And then once you beat level 4, you'll go to the boss of that Jurassic world. Is there a secret ending for collecting every coin? No, there's not right now, because we can't actually, because of the way it's generated randomly, we can't actually, tell if you've collected every coin in that level. but we'll definitely try to put something a little bit similar like that in the expansion. But yeah, the expansion is going to be so cool. You're going to have bosses, and of course there will be dinosaurs. I won't spoil what they're going to be, but they're going to try to be based off the world that you're in. So there's Jurassic World, there's Jurassic Park, there's Fallen Kingdom, and then we got the new ones. So that's going to be very fun. And we will have bonus levels. So the way that the bonus levels are going to work is basically once you finish a level, once you get to in the development team, we call it the castle, but it's actually, you know, like once you reach the visitor center or the innovation center at the end of the level, a little bar will show up that swings side to side, and if you hit it in the dead center, then you'll get to go to the bonus level, which will be like you have 30 seconds to collect all these coins, and it'll be like frantic and fun. It's just a little bonus way of collecting a bunch of coins if you end up getting the timing right. So it's kind of like a mini game within a mini game. So I think that's really fun. Excited for bosses and hopefully a dialer. Oh yeah. But Bernard, has it been like? What's the difference of between working with the normal music and the arcade music? Because it's quite. I feel like from an art perspective, it's being like I love it so much because I'm not only learning new things about doing pixel art, but it's so quick to make pixel art. And I think even the little times I've worked with the 8-bit music, it's quite quick to make it and adjust it, right?
It's interesting because like there's only so much you can do. Like there's only so many instruments you can use.
Right.
So translate.
No problem. But yeah, I like over the last few days, as I've been like doing the plans for the expansion of the arcade, I've actually been doing some sound effects. It's been really fun. Like we're gonna have a little screen that pops up that shows which level and world you're in each time you finish a level, and it just has like this little tune that I played, and like the bonus versions of that are going to be the same tune but like different instruments and different pitches, and it's really fun to make all these retro sounds, and they're so quick. Like I did it in like 20 minutes, but it's really fun to add to it.
And I mean, like I've kind of enjoyed it because, like I said, there's only so many instruments that you can use. I think it's like 4 or 5 different layers.
Right, yeah.
4 or 5 different layers, and at the same time, like, trying to keep it varied, trying to still evoke the sound, and in the 90s. So, like, for me, hearing it, I'm kind of like, oh, this is fun. Like, I remember the sound, and I think that's what kind of helped was, like, I remember the sound, and I remember like playing games and being terrible at them.
Me too. Those were hard.
Dan, you're not gonna get. Oh, you're gonna die anyway.
Poor Rufo. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna kill myself.
I mean, like, I guess you're right. Like the question about the arcade game being like a throwback to classic games. I mean, I grew up with the SNES Jurassic Park game. I think that kind of inspired me for the music because I used to work for a website and I collected a lot of music because it was the only one who really kind of understood it. And so, like, I went around from site to site, not site to site, but I went around collecting as much music from all the games as I could.
Right.
The SNES one, and I just remember enjoying it, enjoying that sound, stuff like that. Like that was in the back of my head when I wrote stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm the same. Like, I didn't grow up in the 90s, but I played those games growing up. Like, my dad always had like a Super Nintendo, and I think we had like a PlayStation 1 and some later stuff like that. But I love that game, like those type of retro, especially 2D side-scroller games. Like, I love Mario Brothers. That's like my game. It's the best. And just, you know, growing up playing that type of stuff, and then now we're here making that, like, it's incredible. And it's still blows my mind, but it's so fun, and it's exactly what you said. Gaming videos for life. Like, I've had to go back and look at what Universal offered back then for a Super Nintendo Jurassic Park game. And there was like ones on the Sega Genesis and stuff like that, and we kind of took some inspiration from those, but we found like those games are really 90s. Like there was a point where you could like ride a Gallimimus and shoot a bazooka. So like yeah, they went a bit too far sometimes. But we do kind of like the creativity, and we're definitely trying to get some inspiration from that, but still keep it very much our own. I'm still surprised there's no official Universal game that you play as Mr. DNA. Like, I'm glad we can bring that to the table. Like Gaming Videos for Life on his video, he said, "Oh my god," because he unlocked the Emporium, the one that you explore in the ticket location. He's like, I better buy this ticket because I have to like say sorry to Mr. DNA for dying all those times in the arcade. It was great. But yeah, no, it's been so fun to make the arcade, and I'm really glad we're expanding it and continue to add into it. Shark Kiddo says, sometimes I get to level 3 of the arcade and I'm pounced by velociraptors. Yeah. They're wild. They're maybe a bit too wild. We might have to adjust that a little bit. Yeah, so River, have you won the egg spinner from the gacha?
I think so.
If you could show that off, that'd be fun.
Where should it?
It's near the pool area. The closest you get is Lego. Mr. DNA shall be remembered for his bravery. They can fly. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, those Velociraptors can absolutely fly in the arcade game. They're terrifying. Like I said that in the other stream when we launched the game, but that kind of happened by mistake, as a lot of things tend to happen in development. We were messing with the Compy AI, just the normal dinosaur, and something happened where the physics was just set too high, and it just pounced.
Here, by the way.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
gotta
not
fix
sure
that.
if
That's
this
on
is
I.
a bug, but...
It is. I know what it is. It's supposed to be in a balloon.
Supposed to be in a balloon, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think I attached it to something that's rotating. It's super easy to fix. It's on my list. I have a big list of every bug we've discovered, thanks to you guys. So.
One nice thing about the videos too is that we can watch and go like, oh, we need to fix that. Oh, we need to fix that.
Like Gaming Beaver. The first time you play the video, it's just like, oh, the developers are gonna hate me. Because there's a Triceratops that's just clipping through its gyrosphere. That was amazing.
So
That's what those coins were about. Yeah, because you found them. That's right. Yeah, River. If you have it equipped, it should be behind you right now. But I don't think if you have it, it's very big. You shouldn't miss it.
Where could I equip it? If I do have
in the shop. It'll just get added to your add-ons. It'll be like the top of your list.
Maybe I don't have it yet.
Howdy, Explorer. May I be of help?
I just wanted to show that off because we're gonna kind of expand on that
right here.
in the patch.
There we go.
And that's,
Bernard,
if I'm not mistaken, one of the things you win, correct? From the gacha, like that's the only way to get it?
Yes, yeah. So anything that says rare on it in the shop, those are all the current gachas that you can win, the rare add-ons. So there's all of those golden busts, which are really fun. And then there's the egg spinner, which was really, really cool to create. Yeah, we're definitely going to expand on that. And see, the good thing about gacha and winning the rare items from gacha is that it's completely separate from your unlock progress. So you don't have to, 100% the game to get the new stuff that we release in patches. You can just play gacha. And we will be lowering the price of gacha, so it's easier to play. Because I think 200 and 500 might be a bit too much from what we've seen. I got the Dilo head, so excited to view it in the game. Yeah, it's super shiny. Great. Will we ever get to swim in the water park? Everybody asks me this. Even my uncle, he came over from America yesterday, and he played the game. He loved it. But he's like, I was just trying to jump in the pool and climb the slides to slide down. It's something I would love to add if we can. The problem is, you know, priorities. Like, we could spend half a month doing the programming to get slides working and jump in a pool, or we could do that, you know, spend that same time on getting a new dinosaur implemented, for example. So it depends where we want to prioritize our time, and like how much will it add to the gameplay if you can slide down the water slides, you know. But we're definitely trying to make the park feel more interactive, feel more like a real park, because I feel like there were parts of Main Street that really didn't feel like a theme park. It was just kind of odd. So that's kind of what we're doing with these the egg spinner right here. It's a river.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It. Okay. I thought you were gonna jump in it and like get run over by it as you collect coins.
And yeah, those coins actually are unique to the other coins. They will respawn every time you enter the scene. So it's kind of a good way to rack up a few bonus coins. I remember Best and Such glitched it back when the game first came. Yeah. A lot of YouTubers found some interesting bugs that I didn't even discover. But yeah, I love this. And Bernard, I don't know if you can hear it. You probably got it muted like I do too, but
Ew, hang on.
it has, yeah, it has my melody that I made.
Waiting for the audio to catch up. A little bit. I'll have to when I'm not listening to my music going do 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 in the background.
Yeah. It probably doesn't help that we're on the loudest theme, the storm theme, which has rain and the giant music. If you use River, if you equip the sunset theme, right now there's a bug that the music doesn't load up. That will actually be perfect to to display the music from the egg spinner.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
It's a feature.
Howdy, Explorer. May I be of help?
Sunrise.
Earlier I mentioned the aviary that the same gate. I think the Jurassic World raptor paddock would be there too. Yeah, like we know where everything is in Jurassic World, even when Universal apparently doesn't. No, Main Street's on the edge of the world. No, nope.
It's a huge lagoon.
It's definitely, absolutely a huge lagoon, right?
It's...
But yeah, this what we're gonna show here with this little theme. I made this melody quite some time ago. It was like one of the first melodies I ever made for using the program that I have, and I never found a place to put it in the arcade, and I was just like, you know what? We still need something that's like kind of sounds like a merry-go-round for the egg spinner sound. And I experimented with some reverb effects that are built into Unity, and I attached it to the egg spinner, and it just sounds completely different from the track on its own, and it worked out super well. So, Bernard, I'll shut my mouth and you can listen.
Send it to me?
If you listen to the stream, you should be able to hear it now.
I don't know. I'm sick listening to it and spinning in circles too. I don't do rides like this for that reason. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I would be throwing up right now.
I've also
People tell
noticed
me
when you're riding it, your egg is like fixed to the ground that's spinning, but the eggs next to you are
Yeah.
also spinning around themselves as well.
was kind of an illusion. We tested it with just the normal one where it spins like around itself and then on its own axis, but it was way too fast during testing. Like it would make people throw up. Like so we fixed that particular egg, so then you still feel like you're spinning, but you're not gonna get sick. So we kind of tried to find a good balance. It's great.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
But it was a really fun bonus item, and I don't think a lot of people even know that you can ride it. Like, it's a really fun little thing. Egg
Website, but we've never seen it, so...
Yeah, because they even mentioned in the movie, like, Gray's like, oh, I want to ride the egg spinner. It's like, what does it look like? Show us.
Also, if you're going to an island with actual dinosaurs, why do you want to ride the egg spinner?
Everybody has rides.
Yeah. Disney World and Universal Studios has rides and stuff. And I mean, I know they don't have real dinosaurs, but they've definitely got side attractions from the main ones.
Yeah,
but I did question that. I was like, why does...
It feels so weird, because he's just... All of the movies, just him being like really excited, like, oh wow, dinosaurs, and then he's just like, I want to ride the egg spinner. But,
I want to go a plastic
but
ride.
wait.
It's like, well, that's what confused me too. Like, why would you want to go to the Innovation Center with a hologram of a dinosaur when you could just see the real dinosaur? Unless you're a child and you're scared of the real dinosaur and you don't want to get eaten or something, but you should just...
Two types
still
of people.
Sort of like in
There's
the
this-
Innovation Center, there is more than just a hologram of a dinosaur. So it's just, I see it more as like just another thing between everything else in the center that's just there to, you know, help teach about dinosaurs. The egg spinner isn't really that. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. But no,
There's two types of people. There's astronauts and there's explorers.
yes.
Did you see Game Videos for Life was saying any chance of smoke coming from the lovely Mount Sibo?
Oh, that would be amazing. See, that's the thing. I originally planned to have a add-on in the shop that you could unlock that would give you Mount Sibo, and it would just have some like smoke coming out of it, and you would see it from Main Street in the same position that we see it in Fallen Kingdom. But we didn't get quite enough time. Of course, we can add it through patches now, which is good. But I'd love to do something related to Mount Sibo. That'd be so fun. Mr. DNA laughs in the face of physics. But how cool is that? The dinosaur banner from Jurassic Park. I love it. With the holograms. The holograms look great. I love it.
Like, that was the one thing I felt was kind of missing, but you had said before it was just because of figuring out the shaders and the glow effect, right?
Yeah, you wrote the shader, didn't you, Ripper?
Yes. It was a lot of fun. I mean, shaders...
Was it difficult?
Shaders
Because I remember...
don't use the same programming language as your normal coding does in Unity, because the shaders have to run on your graphics card instead of on your CPU. So it's a different language that works completely different from your normal programming. Like normally with programming languages, right? It's like, oh, I speak Dutch and I speak English as well. They're both languages with similar grammar, and it's similar. Now, the difference between C# programming, which is what Unity uses, and the shader language from Unity, it's not just a different language, but also different grammar, different everything. So it's a bit of a challenge. And it was so there are a couple of effects that this shader does, and those also have to be then combined together. So I mean, there is an opacity effect because you can see through it. There are you know, your normal texture and normal mapping is on there, I think. But then there's also like a texture that sort of like pans over it to create sort of like a scanning effect.
Yeah, the scan lines looks
Yeah.
great. Yeah, someone is asking for help. How the game launches is such low resolution. It's exactly what Game Videos for Life said. If you hold control while you're launching the exe file, like just the application file for the game, just hold it down. Like it might take a while to load up, but a menu should pop up with resolution and graphic quality options that are more advanced than the ones that you find in the game. So
However, due to
that should
a
hopefully
containment
help.
breach caused by a power outage,
A lot of people are asking, when can we go to the second floor of the Innovation Center or fly a drone in there? Yeah, it's the same place with the priorities, but the difference is we were actually planning to let you fly the drone in the Innovation Center and walk up the stairs finally, because you couldn't in Season 1. And we did plan to do it in Season 2. We will do it in the first patch. I'm definitely gonna make sure of that, because most of the work's done. There were just a few things that if we left it there, it would have looked really bad. So I'm just going to tweak them, fix them up, and then you guys will be able to fly up there, walk up those mysterious stairs, and explore it from the heights of the second floor. Yeah.
The second floor.
Yeah, because Universal's like, oh no, we don't need another staircase. Maybe they thought people would fly a drone up there. Maybe they were ahead of the game.
That's it. Mr. DNA defies physics. They just float.
It was really time consuming but super fun to do the information charts for the dinosaurs here, because like they actually have details that you can read. And if you can't read it straight away because the text is quite small, you can actually use the binoculars to read it.
not the wall ones, but you're talking about the ones.
No, yeah, the ones on the panels that says like, you know, Parasaurolophus and T-Rex and stuff like that.
Were taken from the film.
Right. Yeah.
Read them, but kind of.
Yeah, it's like a bit blurry because I actually had to up-res those a bit. Which kind of had some anti-aliasing artifacts with the text there, but these ones you can completely read, and they do have accurate facts for the most part. Kind of did my research for each dinosaur and came up with something. It was interesting, and yeah, as you can see with the T-Rex, there's specific ones that have our renders of our dinosaurs, and I'm quite surprised we could fill more than half of those with our own.
Right.
It was really fun.
With living, breathing
What's your favorite hologram to make? Oh man. Well, all the holograms were quite easy to make because basically we just got the models that we already had and we gave it a unique animation that loops for the hologram and just made the right textures for the shaders and made it a hologram. My favorite hologram, it bounces between the T-Rex one and the Dilophosaurus. I think the Dilophosaurus is obviously a lot of people's favorites because of the Jurassic World movie, and I even positioned it in the exact same way, like it's facing the Hammond statue and stuff like that. But I love the T-Rex one when it roars. It's straight out of the last roar from Jurassic Park, and especially if you have the banner equipped as well, it completely transforms the Innovation Center for me. What was your guys' favorite holograms that you've seen?
I'm actually going to quickly equip
Howdy,
some of the other
Explorer.
ones.
May I be of help?
Yeah.
Show.
Dilo for the win. And I also really like the Mr. DNA hologram. That was fun to make. And I really like that it has a little clip from our voice actor. There was actually the demo scene that he sent first when applying for like the Mr. DNA voice acting. And it has like the history of the park, and it's just the same as the little cartoon that you saw in Jurassic Park of him. In the future of the minigame, a great enemy or mini-boss would be the Baryonyx. That would be fun. Maybe in a Fallen Kingdom one. Ooh, who knows?
I already got music going in my head for that.
To be fair, you've always got music in your head. How can you not?
And, oh, the dialogue looks so good there.
Yeah, it's really cool when you face it specific way and it spits. It does its little flares. Awesome.
Like the movie. Sorry, it's. I know it sounds funny for us to be sitting here like so self-congratulatory, being like, "We love this, we love this." the reality is, like, it's on my computer. I've played a little bit, but I haven't gotten this far myself. And then on top of it, like building it and everything, we did our own pieces. You know, like we talked about River did the glow effects and everything, and the make it look like it was a hologram, and I might have done the music or helped out with the sound effects or editing those, but like this is literally the first time I'm seeing it
all put together.
All put together. So
yeah.
So
yeah, no, that happens. That happens to me too. Like, even though I have the game's file, and I usually put all this stuff together myself, but I still don't get to see the final product until it's finished, really. So, the baby Triceratops one is adorable. Oh my god, it's so cute. Yeah, I love it.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a T-Rex.
Is there a Mosasaurus hologram?
There's not a Mosasaurus hologram. I might do that in the future. I think that could be really fun. Super easy to do as well. I was just like, you know, how do we do it? One idea I had for a Mosasaurus hologram was like, it would just come from the ground and then do the bite up. That would be so fun. Like, I could just imagine people. Oh, I'm just going to stand in the center. There. Yeah.
Is it? Where is it? Then done.
Yeah, exactly. And then the other idea is just, you know, have it floating in the air and just swimming. Oh, look at that! See, how good you don't like the T-Rex hologram? That's so cool. Baby Trike is adorable in general. That's true. I love the baby Triceratops. I love the baby Gallimimus. They're so adorable. Like, their little big eyes. It's so cute. But the holograms were really interesting. One fact that you guys may not even spot is the holograms, all of them actually don't have eyes, because the way the shader works, and you can kind of see it with the tongue here, because you see through it, and because the tongue and the eyes and the body are separate models, they kind of like build up layers, and it looks a bit odd too much sometimes. So when I had the eye models there, you could just see the entire eye. You could just see the sphere for the eye, and it looked a bit terrifying. So I just got rid of the eyes.
Punch their eyes out.
Baby Apatosaurus would be so fun for the future. But yeah, Bernard mentioned it a bit before, but the T-Rex loop right here for the animation does kind of jump a bit. That was because this is technically not the final version. I didn't get to implement the final version, but I will be in an update. It's really easy to fix. So, but the roar is so great.
I've noticed on the information signs around here. Most of them, of like the dinosaurs that we have in the game, have renders of our models, right?
Right.
Except the Dilophosaurus.
Yeah, well, I specifically.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was because it should be like sort of a surprise when you encounter it later on.
Yeah, I specifically hit
in like an update or not?
I think that's kind of more up to everybody else. Like, I'm neutral on that. Like, I didn't want to spoil it for launch, but I think now that everybody's played it, I think it might not be a bad idea to add it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean,
the Indominus looks awesome. Thank you.
I personally, I really like how it sort of stays like a surprise when you encounter the Dilla. But at the same time, it's a bit weird to have like all of these panels with dinosaurs and then this one doesn't have it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's funny, if you look at the Dilophosaurus icon on there, it just looks so weird. That's
Yeah,
the one that they
it's
use in the
really weird.
movie, like the prop. It just looks like a human with a Dilophosaurus head costume. Like,
Unused original Jurassic Park 4 movie concept.
yeah, human dinosaur hybrid confirmed. It was a great surprise to find the Dilo in person. Yeah, I'm glad that came across to everybody else as well, because it was terrifying to work on, like especially the bugs we found initially. Oh my god, it was like there was one point where it just kept spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. But we fixed all that. Maybe the Mosasaurus hologram animation should be at chasing a fish, although the coming out of the ground is a cool idea. You don't see the whole model. Yeah, that's true. We could have 2 different versions as well. We could have one where it's like a feeding show animation, and then one where it just kind of swims and maybe eats a fish. They ran out of time. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. They ran out of time for the picture. I had to rush it with Jim in his costume.
Hold tight while we give you an even closer look at our Mosasaurus.
But yeah, that's the innovation set. I love it. I love the confetti. Underwater observatory.
By the way, I really like how almost every scene has like a personal twist on the loading screen.
Yeah, I really tried to do something unique for each one. I love the fish. Go into the dino view. I think that's the best way to view the Mosasaurus. A lot of people don't know about the dino view. If you didn't know, you can just jump into it from the pause menu. Almost every scene with dinosaurs has it. You can just get a really nice, high quality, up close view of it. You can press Q to zoom in or zoom out, and then you can press, if there's multiple dinosaurs in the scene, you can press C to switch to the other one. Yeah, it looks fantastic. I love it.
Maybe we should in the patch update where the focal point is for this one. Because
oh yeah, we can do that.
From most angles it's out of focus.
Right. Explains why you only see 2 in Main Street. Yeah.
Oh, like
Were you
the
gonna say
focal, well, that the focal length is a little out of that it's a little out of focus. I kind of liked it because it made it seem like it was so big that
Right.
you can only really
That's
look
true.
at part of
That's
it at a
true.
time. Like looking at its head or looking at its tail.
Well, also, I kind of like the depth of field is it's slightly out of focus here too, because it's like underwater, so it made it look like the lens was a bit blurred. It's really interesting. But I love how we took that kind of concept from the trophy viewer from season 1, and then we applied it to the dinosaurs within the scenes. We're like, oh, you know, there's a trophy viewer, why not the dinosaur viewer? The little effects for the loading screen of each area was a pleasant surprise. Oh, I'm glad you guys like it. I tried to make them all unique. And with the first patch, I will be adding just a little something that we kind of added in one of the earlier updates for season 1. Is just a little like did you know segment that will appear on the loading screens and just has some tips and different information about each location and the movies and stuff like that. Just then, because you know you do see loading screens quite a bit, you may as well have something to read while you're loading. So that'll be a fun little addition. But yeah, no, the later unlocks have been so fun to create. Oh, I love the Mosasaurus. And yeah, I'm glad you guys are really excited for the updates coming to season 2. I hope we can continue to add what you guys want, and hopefully we can kind of, you know, collaborate and get some feedback and improve this game and make it the best that we can. If you guys have any ideas or suggestions, you can go to our Discord group. It has a suggestions tab and a bug reports tab if you end up finding any bugs, and we always listen to that type of stuff. But yeah, if you guys discovered some new locations today because you didn't know there was some later unlocks like Jurassic Park, you should definitely download the game and try it out yourself and explore it yourself. And yeah, it's really fun, and we've put a lot of time and effort into each location. So I'm glad you enjoy it, and I hope you continue exploring for a long time. I don't use Discord. Not everybody uses Discord. That's fine. You can always PM us on any of our social media as well. We have Twitter, Facebook, even Reddit. You know, we got everything. So not going in blind anymore. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely excited for your other videos, gaming videos for life. I've been really enjoying your exploring of Main Street at night and all the arcade fails and dying. It's been fun. Any other way to reach you? Gmail? Yeah.
Should be on the
I
website.
have. Yeah, if you go, yeah, there's the website as well. There's lots of links out there. If you go to the website, it has all of our social media, and you can just PM us in any of them, and we'll get to you. I try.
I'll post this.
I hope you can post links.
I
I know. Yeah, I was gonna say. I know YouTube's weird with links. But yeah, River, did you have anything else to add?
Yeah, no, I don't think. I think we've covered pretty much everything.
Yeah.
That's
We have a
interesting.
Dino Viewer on the Indominus. If you go to the Indominus scene, you can just go hop into the Dino Viewer from the pause menu. It's a really nice up close look at it.
Right in the corner of every scene with dinosaurs.
Yeah. Well, almost everything.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't
Same
put it
with
on
the
the
Dino
Dilophosaurus because we wanted it to be a surprise, and we didn't put it on the 1993 or Site B because 1993 we thought the best way to view the dinosaurs would be just like in the movie where you just kind of have to view them in their enclosures, and Site B, it was supposed to be that you were viewing them, you know, in their wild. So but yeah, you got all 80 trophies. Congrats on finishing the game, River.
Yay! I got them all.
Yeah.
Yay!
And you guys can also, if you click on that little question mark on the pause menu, you can see some tips and information about the location you're currently in. So that can be helpful if you're ever stuck on something. Usually has the controls for things as well, like in the gyrosphere. Yeah, we're just going to continue to update the game and make improvements, and we'll release some news when we're ready, and you guys can play the update at the end of this month. That's gonna be really fun. Got the trophy viewer here. Very cool. I don't know if we're ever going to add new trophies, but that might be a possibility. I feel like we'll keep that for like a season 3 if we ever do that. That's kind of like a bigger expansion.
You said it again.
Season 3 confirmed.
Season 3.
Right?
When's
We'll
it coming
upgrade to
out,
Roblox.
Michael?
Leaked. Oh no.
Is there, by the way, is the can anywhere in the world? 93.
Which one?
The
Cryocan?
Oh yes.
barbecue.
If you fly your drone into the Dilophosaurus enclosure, you can actually see it, and it's right next to a trophy.
Hmm.
The not Barbasol can, as I call it.
Close shave can.
Yeah. The Mr. DNA's Emporium can.
It's so cool.
I love Side B. Oh, I love them. That's the Buck and Bull. It's so cool.
Trophies are really, really cool. Because you get to sort
Thank
of
you.
see all these models, like all of the detail.
And you also get to see them in kind of more directly lit lighting conditions as
Yeah.
well, which I think is fun. The buildings are really fun to do. Everything in Side B is really fun to do because, as I said before, I'm using a brand new texturing program that I'm still kind of getting the grips of. And it's allowed me to put so much detail into especially like scratches and different things like that that's really worn down, which just lined up perfectly with the type of things we ended up working on for the ruins in the Side B. So, I mean, I remember showing some screenshots of like when I was doing the textures for the visitor center ruins to Bernard and River, and I remember Bernard, you're like, oh my god, how is that so detailed? Like, what the heck?
It looked crazy. It looked like you'd left it in a fish tank for too long, you know?
Yeah, everyone's like, is this underwater? Like, it's awesome. Yeah, I love the simulation machine.
I heard the simulation machine might make a cameo somewhere.
Ooh, yeah. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, regarding the simulation
on the
machine.
simulation machine, there is in the corner JA version 2.4815162342. What is that number?
That number, okay, so if you guys out there have watched the amazing TV series Lost, it's a very popular show from like 2004 and then ended in 2010. There's these numbers in the show that keep recurring. It's just like kind of theme. 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. And one thing that a lot of developers and even other games they've put these numbers all around their game, just like as a little hidden Easter egg. And I wanted to do that exact same thing with Season 2. So if you look at the simulation machine, it's there, and obviously JE version 2 is Jurassic Explorer Season 2. And like if you go to the shop, all the shopping carts have 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. Like a lot of the screens, like if you go to the Indominus paddock, it says the numbers for the like security camera numbers. It's everywhere, and it's interesting if you know that, and you kind of keep your eye out for you'll find a lot of those numbers everywhere, and you'll also just find like Jurassic Explorer Simulation 2 everywhere as well. I've hidden a lot of Easter eggs like that. But it's funny with the simulation machine as well. If you buy that Mr. DNA themed clock in the Emporium shop, he mentions in the description, oh, it appears to not be working. It's run out of batteries. I used my last 2 batteries on the simulation machine, and you can see the battery is wired up there. So I've put a little things like that all over the descriptions and in everything, because it's just the little details that matter, right? It's really fun.
I love it.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with the simulation machine, and I'm definitely going to. The way I see it is like these patches will just be like new content that we add in, and then if we ever do a big expansion, like several new locations or whatever later on, that will be a new season that we can release. So that's going to be kind of our opportunity to expand to the story as well, if we ever decide to do that. But right now, we're just focusing on adding things to the shop, adding new ways to play, and yeah, kind of going from there. That was the most boring trophy that I ever made. Just kind of plumped down a monorail. I wish I added the. I might have to change that for the patch. Oh, I love that. The gyrosphere.
The gyrosphere trophy is really cool. The gyrosphere is also like really detailed.
Yeah, if you zoom in, you can really see, especially towards the back. People don't realize how detailed the like little back segment is. Like it has those air cans behind the seats and the like V-shaped I don't know, supports, I guess. Like there's so much detail on all of it. I think people don't notice that from the movie, but also just from our model as well. And it says 28 because 28 is a special number for our team. We released Jurassic Explorer Season 1 on the 28th of November, and we were planning to release Season 2 on the 28th of August, but it got delayed a few days. So, but yeah, I try to put 28 everywhere as well. That's our number. But River, if you press C, you should go to the rotation camera. That's new.
Yes.
It's very cool.
Really
and you can still zoom in and out in that camera as well. It's a really nice feature. The toy Pteranodon drone was a cool idea. It's a shame it doesn't have much reach. Yeah. Well, that's one thing that my brother, one of our programmers, actually mentioned that would be cool if we had like an upgrade system for the drones. So even if you like, let's say you really like the original drone or the Pteranodon drone, you could spend coins to upgrade the reach or the distance that you could fly it. So you could still have those same favorite drones, but get the same level of reach that you could get with the other drones. So we'll look into that if it's possible. 4 hours and still streaming. Yeah, we're gonna end very soon. We're just kind of
still drowning on.
Yeah, droning on. But
You're welcome.
I like calling it the Pteranodrone. Yeah, I was going to call it the Pteranodrone. There actually is a real Pteranodrone that Universal released as a toy. So I called it Pteranodon Toy Drone because we themed it more out of like a wooden toy that a child would have. I think we really tried to capture what a child's imagination would be playing this game. So yeah, I love that. That's adorable. Triceratops and a baby. Reminds me of Fallen Kingdom.
Mm.
That scene with the baby.
The, pigeon trophy.
First time saw a dinosaur.
It's amazing.
Apatosaurus. A Compy, it's so cute. So many people don't even know Compies in the game.
Yeah, they are so small.
They're tiny, but they're adorable.
Yeah.
Everybody who sees them just wants to run them over with their gyrosphere. Which is so mean. The race gate. The bunker from Fallen Kingdom. And a lot of people, Gaming Beaver, on his Let's Play, he thought this was the bunker from the movie that we saw, which was actually the radio tower. That bunker that we have is a unused prop. They built it, they finished it, but they never used it in the film itself. It was supposed to be a gyrosphere bunker. So, but I can see how easily it is to confuse them, though. He thought the mountain in the back was Mount Cyber. It's definitely not. It's just a mountain.
I remember that. Now I'll get back into kind of the old ones.
Yeah. You've even got some of the old trees in there. Just a few of them. Bernard, do you know what Danny's saying? Is there any feedback there?
I'm trying to. One of it was Danny couldn't find the copies, so I said they were in the grass.
Right.
Their part is translating. The Dilophosaurus and brought the computer and started to update. So I guess maybe couldn't finish playing it because of the update. The director confirmed it.
Oh, like that they removed the Dilophosaurus from Fallen Kingdom? Maybe?
For males and females? Did say that there were males and females on the island.
Love the Mosasaurus. So cool. Yeah, I've really enjoyed watching people play Season 2. I love Best in Slots videos so much. I'm so excited for Part 3. He's really enjoyed exploring. I think right now he's just kind of collecting all the trophies and trying to unlock everything. So then he can show it off in one go. But his reactions to it. He was like, I love shop systems and unlocking things. Like it sounds weird, but it's my favorite thing. And I'm the same. And that's why we did it.
Yeah, I also really enjoy it. Because it sort of like gives you a goal to work towards.
Yeah, like in Season 1, you're just walking around.
You just, you could unlock these models in the trophy viewer by finding the trophies, but there wasn't really like any
there wasn't an
or
award.
incentive to do it, right?
Yeah.
So that's really, really nice that we've now been able to add that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and I love it, and it's so fun hearing like the most common thing I hear from season 2 feedback is, "Wow, I can't believe how much has been added since season 1 in such a short time." Like, I don't know how we did it. 6 months, and we basically made a game within a game with the arcade and added all this stuff. Great. Games that have a set end game is amazing. Yeah.
Season 1, we kind of proved that not only could we do it, but that there were people who wanted to play it, and that, you know, it was worth doing. And we learned so much. We learned so much. We're like, wait, we can do so much more now that we couldn't do before.
Absolutely.
You know, when it came time for it, it was like, we can do this.
Yeah. I think we believed in ourselves so much more too, because we heard all the feedback, and we already established the base game for it, and then we just kind of built it up from there. With everything we learned, we got quicker at it, and you know, for you, Bernard, you built off the melodies that we established in season 1. For me, I built off the art. I, you know, learned so much for 3D modeling, and then just kind of use those techniques in new ways and more efficient and quicker ways, and just kind of went up from there. River, you joined the team, which was amazing and definitely helped, because you were an unofficial part of season 1.
Yeah, season 1 was like right at the end, in like the last few weeks, I think. Maybe I joined, did some small thing.
You messaged me like, "Hey, do you want like a screenshot feature in your game? It looks really cool. I think that'll be a fun feature." I was like, "Hell yeah, dude!" Like, and it worked out so well. If you could add/change anything about the game, what would your main choice be? Ooh, I think we should go around with this question. For me, if I could add like anything, see, that's a hard question. I mean, I would add so much, but like, I might need to think about this. Do you guys have an answer?
For me, I think it might be either the aviary,
right?
I think, or some way to explore more underwater. Like, we have the underwater observatory right now and the Mosasaurus feeding show. I think it would be like really nice if we had like some form of an undersea drone or something, like a U-boat drone or something, to see like the Mosa up close, something like that.
Right. See, for me, my favorite bit of season 2 was creating up a storyline for Mr. DNA and like, you know, what this simulation is and stuff like that. I think it would be really fun, and I probably will do it one day, is just kind of really expand on that and make it more inclusive in the story. Like, make it so frequently as you unlock things, there's like different cutscenes, and maybe you actually physically have to interact with Mr. DNA. I have a lot of ideas regarding the simulation machine. You know, with like even maybe sometimes it malfunctions and some things go a bit wacky in the game. I think that would be really fun. I'm in love with the story that we've created, and this, you know, simple idea that sparks so much creativity, especially with the Emporium and stuff like that. So I think that would be my personal main preference. But from a Jurassic standpoint, I would love to do some stuff from Fallen Kingdom. I think a chase scene, you know, when you're driving the ruins of a gyrosphere down a valley of dinosaurs running around you with a volcano exploding, and then you're just jumping off a cliff into a water, like that would be incredible to see. That would be super complicated to do as well, and I think the music for that would be very exciting. So there's lots of things that we could do, but that's one of them I've thought about recently. What about you, Bernard?
Gosh, so many different things. I think what brings me back is, and I think everyone kind of could say it too, is that when it came to Jurassic World, more of the park, And I feel like with this, we've been given the ability and the license, in essence, to really explore and create the park.
Right.
But I do feel like finding that balance between that and rebuilding what we saw in Jurassic Park, because as you said, done it. Like there's been other people who've tried, nothing maybe to our quality level. Things that they tried or started and sent out pictures but never finished. You know, the groups that kind of get together that started never really culminated into anything past here. We made a couple pictures for you.
Yeah. Well, like here's a trailer. Yeah.
And so, like, for me, I think the ultimate thing would be to, this may just be, I don't know, it almost seems too derivative compared to everything else you've said, but like to find a way to rebuild that, what we saw in the first movie, but at the same time balance it with what we can create and invent.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I think for the scene it would be cool for some side-to-side movement. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, no, there's definitely many things that we could add or change or adjust, and I think we're always. I mean, personally, I think I'm always kind of thinking about it in the back of my head, whether I'm trying to relax or not. I'm always coming up with new ideas.
We can also do it a lot easier now with the patching system. We can a lot easier
Absolutely.
go, oh hey, this is like a fun little idea we can quickly make and add into the game, release it as a patch, and yeah.
I think I mentioned it before a bit, but something that's really interesting with season 2 is that it's we've kind of made this split between our own content with, like, you know, the simulation machine, the shop, all the stuff within that. That's our own stuff that we've created ourselves, and this own like little personal twist to the Jurassic franchise. And then there's the classic Jurassic stuff, which, you know, everybody loves. And I love that we get to build off these two different piles and in different ways and make them work together. We get to tell our own story, but also integrate it into what we're familiar with and what we grew up with and what we love. And I love that we've, you know, we're not just gone, okay, let's create Jurassic Park. We've put our own spin on it, but it's separate enough that, you know, if you're not super into one or you're not super into the other, you can still enjoy it all together. I really love that, and I am really excited to expand on both of those. So
I think that also sort of creates like the bigger question of what's next for Dimensional Digital. Is it just going to be more Jurassic content, or are also like new projects?
Mr. DNA horror game. We need it. We need it.
We really need it.
But seriously, like for Dimensional Digital, I mean, we're such a creative team. I love the team that we've kind of all found each other over these years and work together, and I would definitely love to expand into something of our own. I think we've kind of had a small taste of that with Jurassic Explorer, especially with the more creative stuff that we have to create ourselves, and I would love to see where it goes from here. So after, you know, season 2, after Jurassic Explorer, we're definitely going to think of some new experiences that we're going to create on our own, but we'll see what happens. But I think something that Jurassic Explorer has proven is that we work well as a team. We're very creative, and I feel like I'm really trying not to be biased, but I feel like a lot of our ideas aren't something you would typically find or think of. Like what other game would you think of in the Jurassic franchise that has a Christmas theme or a parade theme? or you play with Mr. DNA and a simulation machine, you know, like some ideas might not work perfectly, but I feel like there's a lot of things that definitely show our unique side and bring some unique twists to the table. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's what I have to say about that. But yeah, I think we've pretty much covered everything we want to cover today.
I think so. Do we quickly want to show the outro?
The credits?
Like the ending cutscene.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Wait, no, this is. I think I clicked the wrong one. Yeah, this is the intro.
But yeah, thank you everybody for joining us in this live stream. I'm glad you guys have really enjoyed the live streams recently. It's been a lot of fun just interacting and getting questions and answering them. And as we've said in the past, this is really the first time as developers that we truly get to talk about the stuff that we've spent so long working on, because we don't want to spoil it while it's still in development, but we do want to, you know, still talk about it, so we have to kind of do that fine balance between the two. But it's been a lot of fun developing Season 2. We'll definitely continue expanding on it, and hopefully you guys like our ideas. Hopefully you give us some of your ideas too. We'd love to see your ideas in this. This is a, you know, an experience that's built from the community, by the community, so yeah. Very informative live stream you're provided. Thank you for the assistance and insight. No problem, and thank you for doing incredible videos. We're really excited to see the rest, and yeah. This is so awesome. Classic Jurassic. I like that. Lol. I've always dreamed of something like this, and you guys made it come true, so thanks. Oh, thank you. For us, this is our dream too, so we are absolutely, you know, we absolutely agree with that. We create the experience that we've always wanted to make, and I'm sure you guys have always wanted to play, so I'm glad we could collaborate as a team and make this for everybody. So yeah, thank you. Do you guys have anything else to say?
Where we go from here, what's next, what we do next, what more we can do, and I'm glad to know that as we create things we're enjoy is really kind of the top thing. We're creating things we enjoy, but that others are enjoying it too. That it's when we share it with you all, because people have asked, like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I'm like, well, we're really creating something we enjoy, so we're sharing it with you all, and I'm just glad that everyone.
You've 100%ed everything. That's a big achievement.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I hope you enjoyed your exploration.
So yeah,
it's really amazing not just to see like everything coming together during the development process, which is amazing because, well, as earlier mentioned, we all do like our own part of the game, but we don't really see everything together until it's released. So that's really cool to see like all the little bits coming together, and then also to see like everybody's reaction to it and all the let's play videos, and yeah, just seeing like how everyone is reacting to the game. That's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always described it, you know, as a developer, I've always described it, it's like we're all making a puzzle and we all have our own pieces, and then once it's put together we get to see the big picture. So it is really fun. And don't worry, Mr. DNA won't murder you all.
Not yet.
Not yet. We got some idea. We can't make him too evil. He's a good person. Like, deep down. Some people are just suspicious of him. That's all. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining this live stream. Thank you for all your support and feedback, and we will see you probably not too long. As Mr. DNA says, it won't be too long till we see each other again. So yeah, thank you for playing, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!